For me, I think the most important message I'd like for other people to have um, from my experience is that, here I am after all these months, and I thank God that I did get my vaccine when I did because of the new variances, the new types of COVID. As any other type of virus, it morphs, it mutates, it becomes different, it becomes resilient to certain things. And so I'm just glad that I got it done when I did, because now there's others that are coming along, and it's important to be protected because um, my family can't afford to have me get sick for, months at a time. I can't afford to get sick months at a time, and I can't afford to lose anybody else. I did lose some family members because of this, and it is the hardest thing. And it's not just that they're gone, but it's the fact that I can't. We couldn't even spend, the funeral time with them, and that's hurtful, and it's painful. And so, for everyone who has lost someone due to COVID, my prayers go out to you. And for those of you who haven't, thank God you haven't. And I wouldn't wish this on anyone. So, the best thing we can do as a community is to look out for each other. And by doing, the one easiest thing we could do is just to get our vaccine.
What is the positive message that I would like to give the community about taking the vaccine? Address your concerns. Talk to people that you trust. And in the African American community, the Colorado, the Black Community Health and Response Team are individuals that you can talk to about what your concerns are. The Mile High Medical Society, which is the African American Medical Association in the Colorado. You can certainly approach individuals in the Association of Black Social Workers and the Denver Rocky Mountain Association of Black Psychologists and the Colorado Council of Black Nurses. In our community, those are trusted voices that will give you very clear information. And it's just imperative that you talk through what your concerns are, because if you have those concerns and they're not addressed, you will continue to struggle with whether or not this is something you need to do. And so my positive message to you is that if you continue to be concerned about whether or not you should take this vaccine, this is the time to talk to people that are trusted voices and really address what your concerns are, because you do need to take the vaccine, and you also need to be able to trust your healthcare provider.
The one message I would send to everybody is that if you do have a chronic health condition, it is better to be safe than sorry and get the vaccine. And a vaccine does not prevent you from getting it. It does lessen the symptoms, but that can save you a trip to the hospital or much worse. So the benefit of the vaccine far outweighs any of the risks or any of the concerns you may have. And for people in the community of color, we have so many genetic underlying health conditions. It just makes common sense. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
My motivational message to you would be get the vaccine for yourself. You don't want to have to spend your time in a hospital. You want to be present out in the world. It is far more fun to be with people. So there are a couple of things to remember, and I just want to reiterate. One, you do not need insurance to get the vaccine. You can walk into a Walgreens, a CVS, a hospital, anywhere that they have signs out for vaccines, and you can get a vaccine. Two, you do not have to have any form of ID. They will not be checking you to get a vaccine. Three, you can call and have a vaccine mobile site come to your home. If you are not able to get the vaccine out into the actual public, you can't get out there, someone will come to your house and they will give you the vaccine. We want Colorado to be the outdoorsy, loving, fun place that we know it to be. And getting the vaccine, stopping the mutations, protecting ourselves, protecting kids, and generally helping one another is something that our state is really good at.
I think if I want to say anything to my community, I think I would want to say, you know, as a nurse, I want to make sure that everybody lives and has a great quality of life. And I think the thing is that I have seen some of the effects and have spoke with people who have had effects after having COVID. Not everybody, but you know, everybody experiences it different. And I think I have to look at COVID on a spectrum of not having any side effects to and being asymptomatic to death, you know. And on that spectrum, we don't know where we're going to fall. And so why take the risk of seeing where you're going to fall on that spectrum when all you need to do is take a vaccine to help you stay safe?
I would encourage folks to get the vaccine. I know it has worked for me. I know it has worked for many others that I work with in the community. I had no side effects whatsoever. And again, it makes me feel like I'm safe in the community.